Alrighty, here we're going to start out the HogEye Farm and Ranch solar panel bracket assembly video by noticing that the small L brackets are already secured to the solar panel with the included Allen screws, and you're going to take the extension legs and screw them onto the L brackets, once again using the included Allen screws. You can get them on hand tight first before taking your 6mm Allen wrench and making them as tight as you would like. You want to make sure they're still a little bit loose before you put it into position, and then you can make sure your L brackets are very tight, because that's going to be a fixed piece that you don't want moving at all. Here you'll notice that the longer legs are adjustable in and out, and once again we're going to be putting those on the L bracket that's already secured with the, once again, included Allen screws. We're going to want to make sure that we get the nut in position and lined up with the hole before we put the screw in. Sometimes it can take you just a minute or two to get it perfectly in position, but once you get it lined up, it should spin freely and go in with no trouble at all. You can put it in just hand tight the first time around before grabbing your 6mm Allen wrench and making it as tight as you need. If you put the solar panel on the ground, it's recommended that you use some type of stake or spike to drive into the ground, whereas if you mount it on a wall or a fence or an upright position, it's recommended that you use screws to secure it in place. Here you can see the screw that needs to be adjusted to lengthen the leg outward or inward, depending on how high and how steep of an angle it needs to be positioned at. You can loosen it up to slide in and out, and when you get it to the height you need, you go ahead and tighten it back down. So once we get the feet and the legs screwed onto the solar panel and firmly in position, you can go ahead and place it in its final place. Here we're going to show what it looks like to put it on the ground and make sure it's upright in the right position. So once we get the feet angled in the position that we would like, we're going to go ahead and tighten our screws down to make sure they don't flop back and forth. This is where you would put the spikes or the stakes in the ground to keep the solar panel from blowing over in the wind. So once we get this screwed in and fixed, we will angle our legs up and down. Here we want to get a little bit more angle on the solar panel, so we're going to loosen our screws and demonstrate what it looks like to raise it up and achieve a little bit more angle on that panel. Once we get it up, we go ahead and tighten this screw back down. Once again, this is a 6mm Allen wrench. And now that we get these locked in place, we're going to move on to plugging in your solar panel and connecting it to the included charge controller. Included with your HogEye Farm and Ranch camera will be the black tote in which your battery is housed. There will also be a solar panel extension cord included. Well, you'll notice there's two different plugs on each side. One side has an SAE 2-pin connector, and the other side has an MC4 barrel connector. The 2-pin side will plug into your charge controller, whereas the barrel connector side will plug into the solar panel. Make sure the solar panel side clicks firmly into position and that the 2-pin side firmly connects into the charge controller.